welcome to the General's Gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we are in Sand Serpent?
Yes.
Okay.
I thought you were wondering what game we're in, and I'm like, man, you've been playing too much StarCraft.
No, I know what game we're in.
Yeah.
We're in Command and Conquer Red Alert Dawn Sun Tiberian Wrath 3.
Yes. Thanks for the 3. Angel 3.
0118988119991197253. Well, that's easy to remember.
Some people are going to get that and they're having a great time. And we're going to have a great time on Sand Serpent. Rage will be our China double barracks. That's as far as I can get into unless the machine hits tab. It does have...
It's not tab, is it? Isn't it?
Isn't it?
It's like...
Is it?
Oh, it is tab.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I got you.
He's V China, I guess.
China. Yeah,
as for size, he was what, Air Force General?
Yes, I believe so, yes.
So a little bit unbalanced, of course, as we're used to here in 0 hour. And no airfield. A lot of times, if there's vanilla China, you'll see them go for airfield. But against the USA Air Force, it's, yeah, probably not a good choice. So he has, solid barracks. So he just really wants to aggressively get the fast oil cap. He already has it now. The second barracks was just for the sake of getting the oil cap upgrade. And he's going to be able to send infantry all throughout the map. However, there was a spy drone that revealed all of the infantry's movement. So Size knows what to expect here. There's actually infantry in these buildings. But the Red Guard's behind the building, so he can't get hit unless they evacuate. I'm not sure if they're Rangers, though. They're probably just the missile defenders. But either way, Humvee should be... Oh, it is Rangers, but Humvee should be able to crush it.
What I was going to say is, like, it's weird that Size didn't see that. One of the top players, and he's like, no, he just knew exactly how...
It's going to be a close
long...
one. I reckon he's going to finish the cap. He probably will.
I think he will.
It's going to be close. Oh, man.
Oh!
The bayonet that he can't use.
Oh!
Nice.
That was brilliant.
At least we were wrong together.
Yeah.
It's okay that way. That would have been close, though, hey.
Yeah. I really thought it wasn't going to complete because the Red Guard engaged so close.
Yeah, if he, like, attacked and moved, it would have been a different story.
Right.
Either way, we have, what, 2 Rockvies here. There is a Gatling tank, but it will be scouted by the oil derrick, of all things. A third Humvee there as well. I don't see this Gat getting too much work done, depending on how many missile defenders are inside of this
Especially not with
V.
the Hellfire drone, I doubt it, so...
Oh, there we go.
It would be nice if the Gat snipes down the Hellfire.
Oh, yeah, by the way, this is a best of 9 series.
Oh, yeah.
Just thought we should throw that out.
We'll be getting right into it here.
This is the grand final of some tournament. I forget what tournament it is. There's just so many of them lately, which is cool. But yeah, it's a tournament. It's a best of 9. Bit of hype. And we also, we did cast the 3rd place game, Dominator and Herb. We did the first half of it. Unfortunately, the second half, we actually had problems getting the replays working. So as much as we'd love to, we couldn't unfortunately get those done. But, you know, Size vs Rage, that's a pretty good 2nd place prize, I guess.
It certainly is, yeah. I'm down and a half for that machine. So Rage has done a really good job. I love this. It's just like, not a great matchup. I'll just go ridiculously aggressive on Vanilla China, bunker up everywhere, and try and get as many supplies as possible. He's taking control of both of the supplies down on the bottom left of Sand Serpent. You only start off with 1 base supply as well. So this could be seriously punishing. If Rage can build up a decent army or at least deal with these Vs.
Yeah, there's 2 Vs there and an Ambo. It's a lot of Rock Vs here, though. And there's a very forward war factory being built, so Rage is all over the place. And look at all this infantry. RPGs, there's Red Guard. A lot of these Rock Vs, though.
Yeah. A lot of Rock Vs.
So this oil's going to be a target, maybe this oil as well. Remember, he can capture them back. That's one weakness of USA, dealing with all the man spam. So maybe we'll see him go for some flashbangs, a search and destroy. So he's actually in a pretty decent spot, I think.
Yeah, this is probably the most dangerous spot for Vanilla China when the USA actually hits up the search and destroy. Yeah, the mines are right in the area here as well. They haven't been revealed. This could be deadly for the missile defenders.
Oh, this Red Guard getting a lot of work done against all these missile defenders. He's actually not retreating them. He's going to let them all die.
Must have missed that. Didn't see the Red Guard moving in under the cover of the explosions coming in from those missile shots.
They move at the same speed, so Red Guard can't chase down the tank hunters.
No.
Well, excuse me, the missile defenders, unless they're wounded. But anyway, in the middle here, so there's going to be... Wow, man, all the hiccups from that energy drink. But anyway, there's a lot of Humvees here, and is it out in the open? That's the problem. There's so much room to kite. The infantry army can trade well if the Humvees are forced to engage, but here it's like, what? You're gonna kill my barracks? Like, that's not a problem. I don't really care. Meanwhile, they did push through. War factory's being focused.
This infantry army is being kited excellently here by Size. It was beautiful getting the missile defender evacs on the bridge as well. When you move up the Humvees, it was the fact that he couldn't hear Red Guard firing out of the bunker, so he knew there were no Red Guard.
He actually wins this one, though. Nice work there. And the Hellfire on the Ambo. Oh, that's going to be a close one, but it is shot down just in time. Meanwhile, the ground army survived, but remember, though, this oil derrick was captured, so now there's a lot of oils for Rage. There's a little bit less for... is that MiGs? And with the black napalm especially, but not for very long, as a stealth bomber takes it out.
The danger of going for an early airfield against USA Air Force. Very easy to lose.
Oh, and we have a Colonel Burton, but it will get revealed, but there's only... oh, actually a lot of Red Guard. RPGs, they're going to be destroying that garrison, but he focuses the troop crawler. Very smart, because the troop crawler is the detection. And now he can blow up their oil derrick if he decides to. No, he wants to try and capture that one back.
Yeah, walks on straight through. Genius work there from Size. But Rage is just playing ridiculously aggressive. I'd love to see his screen at the moment, jumping between, what, all his production structures, his 3 suppliers, and the oil derricks, trying to micro everything.
I think this bird's gonna get some pretty good damage done. There's no mines, and it's very far away, because he's gonna have to spawn 2 units from the war factory. Well, maybe a troop crawler.
Troop crawler should.
But normally an outpost in a Gatling would be ideal. We'll be going for the power plant. We do have... oh, that's actually 2 airfields. Nice. I think it had black napalm. Yeah, it has black napalm too. This Humvee army has to be careful. It's getting collapsed upon by the RPGs, the MiGs on the side as well. Let's see if Rage can just focus this oil derrick down quickly. But meanwhile, Burton Cam taking out at least the power so far. That was an excellent first choice. And the infantry is just nuts here from Rage. He's trading so well, going to be sniping down this oil derrick. That's mostly income here for Size, who's only on 1 supply here. I hope he finishes that oil. I'm going to be very mad if he doesn't, though. Oh, he's losing these RPGs. Needs an ECMs in this situation, but I don't think there's any prop tower. I think the MiG comes now. So, more Red Guard. They're kind of spawning into his own MiG shells, though. Oh, man, the MiGs. Didn't go for the Burton. They're a little bit distracted, so we'll lose a fair bit of the base here. Well, the MiGs are still coming through. They're getting some good work done, but now there's the Pathfinders.
Wow.
That's going to change the way Rage can play this.
And it's whether he knows there are Pathfinders as well. It's whether you reveal them, because if he goes for another engagement with a large group of infantry, the Pathfinder, a 1.4 Pathfinder will clean it up so quickly. The one remaining building inside the base. Where is Burton? We'll find him.
I thought the Pathfinder was revealed. I heard it firing.
Okay, right.
That's
okay.
why I looked at it.
Then.
So I think we can assume that's the case. But now it's bought time for Rage's MiG transition. So he's in a pretty good spot here. Oh no, the mines! The mines!
No!
Well, one Humvee survives, not by much though. And there's no shortage of MiGs ready to go. Point laser defense won't be enough. Wow, that was a devastating drop there for Size. And maybe he should have expected there to be mines just because the Burton was nearby. Normally you wouldn't go for those mines, but when there's a Burton, you got to be a little bit more careful with the mines. I think actually a Burton got taken out here. Oh, with the mines, was it? Yeah, it must have been the mines.
Yeah, that's the edge of the minefield.
Even then, there was an outpost in a GAT, so the Burton wouldn't have lasted for much longer. But actually, he may be able to finish off this airfield.
It's getting close.
And there's a MiG landing. That's not very good. Getting clumped up on the bridge makes them vulnerable to the AoE of those MiG. Oh no.
What? Top micro Size. Top micro.
And these bunkers are just being spammed out. If you can firestorm that with MiGs, that'd be a good target.
I mean, why not? Rage has such an
here we
advantage
go.
in terms of supply.
He has to split this one up. No split. Firestorm even comes. Oh, no Firestorm. Was there only 3 MiGs?
Yeah, it was Firestorm just then. Look at it.
You sure that was a Firestorm?
Maybe not.
Firestorm, it'll like...
Yeah,
it's generally bigger,
maybe
yeah.
I thought it was maybe a bug because of the bridge. I could be wrong.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, it might have been, actually.
Yeah.
Hard to say. Either way.
It looked like 4 MiGs firing full shells, so you would assume there was a Firestorm there.
Going for a cap, but there's mines everywhere at this stage now. There's just a lot of mines.
Makes it difficult to use units. So even if Size managed to push through these bases, he still has to clean up all the mines, send a dozer over or something. And eventually, I mean, Rage should have access to command abilities, his general's powers.
So we've got the CC, we have the Strat Center. Oh, the A10, a Spectre, I mean. So now he's going for the... Oh, he's going for the Vs. Nice splits, actually. 2 per V is all you need with the Black Napalm. One of those missiles didn't fire, that's why it took longer. So, Size is not trading very well here. He maybe needs to get some Avengers. Or just kind of have Chinooks nearby his Humvees. Because they're just getting owned. They're not lasting very long against these Black Napalm MiGs. And there's no shortage of airfields.
They're getting completely wrecked. Have we misunderstood the matchup? Is China Vanilla OPOP?
I think Rage just played it smart. He was so aggressive in securing the oils, and he's going to be very far ahead in economy. Got to remember as well the supplies. He's been mining off of that supply. That's what, 3 supplies against 1. So Rage is going to have an insane resource advantage. Burton's still being annoying though, but how annoying can you be when there's mines everywhere?
Goodbye,
Burton just... This game isn't even fun anymore. It's just everything that Size does, he either runs over mines or gets instigated by MiGs.
There's nothing he can do. Rage has played this insanely well, and just well on Sand Serpent as well, which isn't a highly played map. It's just...
Yeah,
it requires very different strategy to what you normally pull out.
It's a great map for air units because it's very open, and there's a lot of choke points you can't cross. Though this is a nice attack here by Size. He may actually take out one of these airfields, and maybe quite a few of these MiGs too. Looks like one of the Humvees has survived for now, but there's still more MiGs coming. Yeah, no. Maybe if he preemptively got the evacs down, but either way, I think Size just... He wasn't able to prevent Rage from getting the supplies, getting from the oils, and, you know, no matter what faction you are, if you have that much economy, then there's no stopping you, really.
Absolutely not.
This was maybe a little bit greedy, though, by Rage.
Yeah. Probably pushing a little bit far.
Yeah.
There are no Chinooks in the area. You're right, Machine. Chinooks would be ideal for the point defense laser.
Is he out of supply?
Yeah,
I think he's out of supplies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so
It's
is
like
Rage about to be.
That's the 0-hour bug, though. I love that. I love that so much. Even with how far Rage is ahead, just acknowledges the importance of late game economy and uses 2 generals' powers on that. You know,
Alright, so we're about to see the resource screen, and we recommend that if there are any small children nearby, you tell them to close their eyes. More than double.
Is it double, Machine?
It's more than double.
Oh, it's more than double. I can't look. I can't look at it.
109.
I don't want to look at it.
K against 50k.
My eyes are closed. It's gonna make it hard to drink my energy drink, but
man, against Size, like getting more than double of Size's economy, that's rough. But it is a very how do I put this? It's a map that is quite momentum based, I guess, because the fact that they're, you know how most maps have an even share of supplies. Where in that map, you're competing for the same supplies. Where in a lot of maps, it's kind of like, oh well, I have my 2, you have your 2, and maybe we'll have a third each. But in kind of this situation, it's whoever controls that little island.
Definitely.
Often has the advantage, unless the other opponent has a lot of oil caps. So we are going to be doing the full series, maybe not all in one go, but at least we'll be moving on to the second game here and now. Once again, is on Sand Serpent. The faction.
To do the intro. All right, just give me a sec. Just wanna...
This is really uncomfortable, Blake. Are you trying to dream hack? Oh man.
It's very difficult. All right. In the blue trunks, we have Size as the China.
You rotate the camera.
Okay, here we go. Teamwork. In the purple trunks, we have Rage as the. We have to rotate it more. As the USA Air Force. Fantastic. All right.
So Blake's trying to be DreamHack Pro.
I DreamHacked really well there.
Yeah. So
we needed teamwork in order to do it, though. So.
This is one of those tournaments where there's the reversal of the matchups. So we're seeing that later on as well, where we have, say Toxin versus China, and then they swap or whatever. So what Blake was trying to do is in StarCraft, when they intro the players, they kind of like zoom in and do a little. Yeah. But it's kind of hard to do in Zero
Yeah,
Hour.
they have very well-known observers in the StarCraft community who are just the casters don't observe. They have dedicated observers who ball pretty hard.
and
a lot of them,
stand a lot
so,
of the time as
yeah,
well, which
yeah.
we'd love to try, because apparently when you're standing you get better. I don't know the word for it is, but your lungs have better
Yeah, definitely,
flow
yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
But the problem with standing is you can't operate a camera while standing. So if anyone wants to be kidnapped and left in our dungeon and just be our camera guy,
We'll probably also force you to play Mag Balance preview mods and
Yeah.
things like that.
yeah.
We would appreciate it.
Anyway, so we should be talking about the game that's happening. We see a bit of a different play style here from Size. Got a pretty early bunker. I think he only went one barracks, but he does have his... Cap must be upgrading now, because he already has a troop crawler, so he's going to have a fair bit of mobility. I actually think this is empty, though.
It is empty, yeah.
But Ray doesn't know that, so he got it back away. He's a little bit too scared.
He should do.
He maybe could have tried poking it.
You know because of the sandbag add-on. As you watch. As a unit goes in, it adds on additional reinforcement when a unit goes in. So
I think, yeah.
It's visually.
I didn't realize that,
Yeah.
but actually I'm pretty sure it does feel from... Oh man, that is an early strat center.
Yeah.
Early strat center. That is so OP. So OP, man.
Wow.
Wow.
Whoa!
So...
Damn, man.
He
They didn't
almost
take
killed
either
both
them
of
out.
those. And I'm pretty
He's
sure
gonna
they
follow
can,
this up.
depending on the
Oh, he
positioning.
is. What's this? There's a follow-up coming in from Rage.
Oh no.
Oh, lordy.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow, he's gonna get the supply in the
See,
warfare.
this is
There's
why...
the cells.
Well, one of the reasons why Air Force is broken.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, no, that's brutal.
And the supply...
Size played that perfectly. He got the cell off. That sucks.
I know there's the air, but I guess it's actually pretty clever though. Wait, did he go for a war factory and sell it? He must. Oh, of course, the factory was
Went for the
destroyed.
sell, yeah.
I was gonna say, because how likely. Well, that's a lot of RPGs though. Because of how likely China is to go for mass caps. Oh, the mines come out just in time. Because you like to go for mass caps, it actually leaves the USA to go for a quick tech like that.
Yeah.
And you can expect the China to just go for some capping power, try and get the oils, try and expand.
Now they're a very immobile tank hunters trying to run around after a full rock V.
Well, actually, a bit of a counter-attack here, though. We see, 5 red guard. We'll get a power plant at the very least. And he has search and destroy already, the world's fastest search and destroy. So, not going to be any problem here for the Humvee to kite around. Has the repair drone too, which is going to be pretty clever. This bunker, I think it's empty though as well.
No, the units inside that one, I think. Oh, no, yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, see, there's there's
Oh,
no
search
add-on.
and destroy is actually late. He didn't activate it
Oh,
until
okay.
now. It didn't really matter though. He wasn't really... Oops.
Oh, whoops.
Whoops, miscalculated. Miscalculated there, you
Mistake.
fool. But though Size does actually have the oils. He's what 4
Yeah.
oils? That's not bad. And he has
Yeah.
the 2 supplies. He's going for a cap on the strat center. He's blocking it off the crush with the troop crawler, but it won't last for very long. Nice try though.
Yeah, it definitely was. This is an expensive tech here from Rage. Essentially, this one Humvee is the brunt of his army. The rest of it is kind of just follow-up based on that. It had to get so much work done. If this Humvee went down, he probably would have lost the game just straight out because of the amount of oil caps that Size has.
Yeah, and the supplies too. This is a really weird game. It's hard to say who's ahead because Rage has killed so much, but Size just has no shortage of replacements for it. He actually will drop off 2 missile defenders, but one of them is fully heroic. And that veterancy on a Humvee was search and destroy. Look at the other oil derrick. There's going to be every single oil derrick in the map. Basically, it's win off of VP control at this stage. The other game mode in 0 Hour, not Annihilation. There's also map control, but yeah, he does get the crush just in time. And there's a lot of these RPGs now rolling forwards. How does he deal with this?
I don't know.
Oh,
That's why. That's how. Chinooks with point defense lasers, my friend. Chinooks with point defense lasers.
but there's Gatlings there though. Oh no, there's Gatlings. Is that going to end badly? It looks like he's fine though.
Okay.
Okay, he's that's fine. Not
Zap,
even
zap,
mad,
zap.
bro. But will Size just go for the end? I think he can probably do
He
it.
definitely can. With the amount of tank hunters, they will destroy the base of Rage incredibly quickly. However, there is the potential for Rage.
He needs fire bases.
No, he can use the Chinooks for point defense lasers on the buildings and move a dozer for a scaffold while he tries to finish off all of the buildings of Oh, no, he pulls back. All of the
Yeah.
size, so
If
yeah.
only there was a firebait, maybe the bombardment cannon would be a good choice on the strat center, but there's just too many. I guess he can kite them infinitely though, can't he? As long as he doesn't make a mistake.
Mistake!
Oh, loses one of them.
Big mistake.
I mean, there's not much room for error here, but the search and destroy Vs, yeah, I think that your micro is only so good, but also it's just the matter of the time. It's oh, hang on a minute. The carpet bomb kills his own supply, but gets every RPG in the entire world ever.
Apart from this
Well, apart from those, but
group.
I mean, it was dramatic though, wasn't it?
Lord, it
As
was.
now we have the search and destroy. There's only one building left though. Not enough point-based defense. Please buff. Not OP enough. Need more.
Pow.
Yeah.
not
I
enough.
just think USA Air Force General's not very strong. Point-based defense needs more of a buff.
It does. This has had twice as many rockets. I would like to see 30% extra range on Search and Destroy as well.
Well, actually, I was surprised that Rage won that. I thought Size's end was. I thought he killed enough, but Rage just kept building more
You mean
supplies.
Size kept building more. Yep. Size won that.
So of course,
Yeah,
Size
right,
did.
yeah,
Of
yeah,
course,
yeah.
Size. Yes, my bad. Sorry. It's 1-for-1 in the series. Look, oh man, supplies collected is now 4 times even. Yeah, it was.
I'm just thinking, we need the painted General Gentleman Arkenhawk scoreboard.
Yeah, I know,
so
we do. Yeah.
Someone needs to get sent that when I get done with it. So, all right,
We have.
I'm down. Where's some paper?
I think in the bottom drawer, maybe.
Some draw
There's a
paper?
paper there. Yeah, there we go. I mean, I have a ballpoint pen, not exactly a Sharpie though.
No. Do you have any? No, nothing like a Sharpie or?
Maybe the pencil case. It might be one. And that's kind of the interesting thing about Sand Serpent
Yeah, I'll
is
deal with that.
highlighter.
Yeah, I'm down.
Is you have the option to go for that mass eco, where on most 0-hour maps, you don't really have the option because you only have 2 supplies, you only have 1 oil, and so you have a bit more options for playstyles. Oh dear. Semis?
Isn't this a semi?
It's grand final scrub.
Damn it!
Start again.
Start again.
It's fine.
I just killed a tree. I'm gonna call it GF, yo.
Is that gonna be your GF now?
Okay, we got Rage and Size.
Rage and Size, 1-for-1.
Alright.
Just you wait, guys. Just you wait. Look at that.
Was it worth the wait? I hope it was.
I think that's gonna make your day.
There we go, that's what I'm talking about. This is how the General Gentlemen keep track of who's winning.
Yeah, because I remember we had a horrible mistake of one time we were casting, we were halfway through the series, and we were like, what score is it? And we were
We
like,
had no idea.
uh-oh. That's a good question.
So since then, we've done scoreboards.
Yeah. Alright, well, let's go ahead and move on to our next match.
I'm down.
We got a third one here. And the map is... What map is it going to be, Blake? Oh, it's Lagoon. Nice.
Nice. That's what I'm talking about. I am most certainly feeling it. Third game between Rage and Size for the grand final of a tournament.
A tournament of some kind.
Rage will be playing as our GLA Toxin.
And Size is going to be the USA Air Force General.
I zoom.
Yeah, so now Lagoon, battle of the OPs in this situation. I wonder what build order the USA goes for. I think that's where you're going to see the interesting variation. For GLA, it's pretty standard, not really much room in the early game at least to kind of vary. You can see oil cap heavies, you can see kind of no eco US play. Will be 2 suppliers and a factory, so it looks like it's pretty standard.
Yeah, standard US play.
You also sometimes see crazy dozer drops and all that nonsense, that tomfoolery, which is actually pretty fun to see in action. This is his drone.
It's a nice drone. Finds the barracks and the arms show. I'm gonna have to remember that drone actually.
I'm actually a little bit curious why he didn't go at here. I like to put drones here.
Oh, just see the text.
Because then you can. Mainly
see
just the oil cap. So then
yeah.
you know when to deny it, and it will be a demo car, because those are a thing that exist.
They do definitely.
And that's
Yeah, they
actually,
do.
you gotta be careful here because this is his only dozer in his base. The other dozer is
CC
actually in the
still
middle of
there,
the
though.
map. He could lose this dozer. Oh, no, of course, CC
Yeah.
is there. So, oh man, false alarm.
Got to keep it in situations where there are demo cars on the map.
But yes, still, it's actually $1,000 down because he kept that. The dozer, looking for a tunnel, but the tunnel was actually built on the supply instead. But it is very common you see the tunnel on the side.
Yeah.
Nice crush there by Size. Great dozer play. And as he backs it off, he knows he's going to lose it to a tech RPG of some kind if he keeps it there. But because it's more hidden, so you often the tunnels aren't revealed until it's too late.
However, Humvees are starting to come out. The non-aggression from Rage makes me think tech terror. The technical is currently coming out. There's actually a couple of technicals coming out here. Is that a double arm still? No. Just double. Okay,
no, it's a single arm
I
still.
thought I saw another technical coming from the left-hand side, and I assumed it might be something else, but...
Alright, here we go. Looking for something.
That's the full scout.
Barracks. Wow, he wants to delay the Humvee production.
Yeah, it can work. I'm down for that.
And he can also probably get the supply or the factory as well. Is he going to get the Wombo combo, or is that it? Is that all he
I
had?
think that might be it.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
It is.
It's empty now. It's full
smart.
now. Empty. I mean,
So Rage goes for additional tunnel networks, which would normally delay your tech terror, but I mean, killing the war factory is great because it stops Humvees, but killing the barracks does the same thing. It still delays Humvee production, just considerably less, because barracks is A, cheaper, and B, faster to build.
yeah.
But it definitely delays Rockvee production.
I'm just surprised he didn't go for the 3 and go for the factory. I thought he was going to be baiting for something else. Either way, we do have an oil cap for Rage. Technicals are now going in for the supply, but they have to disengage from the Vs. No ambo there.
No, but technicals can't take the head-up fight.
Oh,
Not with the Hellfire drones
what's
in the
this?
area. Oh, it's a bait.
No, that's empty.
Okay.
This is just spamming technicals out. Going to be engaging. Not very good choice there. Kills 1V, I guess, but it wasn't a particularly good trade. However, the Humvee's now a little bit weak, and he got collapsed upon by these technicals. Still, I don't know if who actually won that engagement in terms of the cost efficiency.
I'd say probably Rage. No, so probably Size, just. Not by a lot. Lost a fair few technicals there. And even with the Hellfire drone upgrades, only 2 Vs going down, and not really many missile defenders in that situation. So
Rage is doing pretty well though, because he's got the middle of the map. He's got a good tunnel network. He has a good line of these double stacked tunnels, and now he's got a middle supply being built, and the oil derrick. So Rage, he hasn't done a lot of damage, but he hasn't been trying to. And as a result, he's kept Size contained enough to secure the middle of the map. However, Size does have the CC, bear that in mind. He does have a great line of spy drones giving him vision.
yeah, massive advantage there, having access to the spy drones for the entirety of the early game. Gives you so much knowledge, and knowledge is indeed power in 0 hour to try and find the right unit compositions and see what your opponent is going for.
Knowledge is pretty powerful in Rise of Nations as well. It allows you to tech up to different ages.
Yeah.
But in 0 hour, your knowledge is good too.
Yeah. I don't think we'll be seeing. I don't think we'll be seeing Size on add on any universities though.
No, no. I guess the barracks though. So once again, going to be delaying the production of the Humvees.
Terra's not having a great time.
This is the first time I've seen a player intentionally Terratech a barracks, and he's
Yeah.
done it twice in the one game.
Yeah.
And what it means is there's a lot of Humvees, but not many Rockvees.
And okay, so I get what Rage is doing now specifically. I had to think about it for a bit.
Tell me, bro. Tell me.
Right, so Rock Vs can push through tunnel networks. These with Hellfire drones cannot cost effectively push through tunnel networks. So by denying missile defenders, Rage is making sure there's no way Size can push through the tunnel networks until he gets Rock Vs up and available. Because Humvees, they just can't push through. They can't push through in that situation. It just won't work. They will get absolutely wrecked by those toxin tunnels.
But it's kind of the same as if you Terratech the factory, though. You're just going to have less Humvees in the end. But you are right.
Yeah, but no, I mean, 3 Humvees full of missile defenders will push through a tunnel network on the side and get through into Rage's base. But 10 Humvees aren't going to do the same thing. 10 Humvees aren't going to do the same thing. So,
he gets the supply and the barracks, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Size has to act pretty soon because he's going to be losing the eco pretty hardcore, and there's just more and more tunnels being thrown down. Look at all these tech RPGs. Do we have a palace? I don't think we do, though. So Rage is really playing for this mid-game at the moment,
Yeah.
and we have a parade of Humvees.
I'm down with parade. I'm feeling
Oh, a
it.
combat drop there. Nice work, but the toxin tunnels are there anyway. But still a good way to clear out those garrisons. And he has the Chinook there for the point laser defense. So he's going to be able to push through, but at the same time, Technical with a massive flank. Humvees will have to disengage here, and the Chinook will die. I don't know why he was landed, but either way, the Technicals, they may have
They're gonna
to
get slaughtered.
get out of here. Yeah, stick around for a little bit too long. Didn't really achieve that much, but they bought time. Rage's defense does stand, and if Rage can just chill for a little bit longer until he gets some buggies out, this would also be a bit easier to push through, but then he wouldn't be able to deny any supplies unless he starts to kind of get these workers down. So he's still going back for the right side here. The tunnels are dying pretty quick, but the Humvees have to be careful of taking too much damage from those toxin tunnels.
Nicely microed there by Size. The ability of our players to know exactly how much damage to do to structures always impresses me.
So it looks like Size lost a couple of his drones now, and still just more and more aggressive tech terrors. There's only... well, there's no factory, there's no barracks. There's no production at all.
Lord, this is insane. Size doesn't know what to do. The aggression is crazy from Rage. This is brilliant GLA play.
CC's being built.
And I think the palace is down there somewhere as well. Near the CC, maybe?
Oh, there's a Spectre gunship.
No, it's
Two
got
arms
an
dealers.
dealer, that's it.
Well, it makes sense.
Yeah.
At least he's preventing the Humvees from pushing out, because he has to keep responding to these bloody technicals all the time.
What a pain. Hey! Does not look like a fun situation.
I don't see the palace, though.
No, I thought it was. I was looking at, we only flicked past the second arms dealer, and I assumed that might have been a palace, because it's, same general size. I was incorrect. There's still no palace here, but there will be a CC coming up, and Rage will have access to those general's powers.
Oil's been going strong. Size deciding not to actually take that out with the Spectre or the A10. I don't know if it's in the A10 yet.
These technicals, though. Great play. Solid play. Size is kind of consolidated here. At least he has both a war factory and a barracks up at the same time for the first time in a while, which is a plus.
I guess one thing to bear in mind is palace units are a bit less efficient against Air Force General than what they are normally against USA, because Raptors and Stealth Comanches are just much more of a viable option. Here we go, look at that. Now the supply goes down. And the barracks too? Oh no. If there were 5 terrorists, you could have got both of those. No more missile defenders for you. I think Size is going to have to go for a big play soon.
Yeah. But isn't he just going to get tech terrored every time?
Alright, he's pushing out now.
And oh wow, it's full of RPGs.
Oh, look at that.
Is it nice A10 though?
Gets the tunnel and the little house, or the building thing. Another tech terror. We should play the Rage Tech Terror drinking game. Take a shot every time Rage does a Tech Terror.
I've never been that inebriated in my life, Machine.
What is Chinook doing?
I don't know. I thought it was providing point laser defense. Maybe it probably ran out of minerals, ran out of supplies to mine.
Oh, Toxin Rebel ambush!
I forgot that was the thing.
Yeah, that's a thing that exists.
It's a thing that exists in the game.
And it did pretty good work here. Got probably about a third of the Humvees. Got 3 of them. And Rage must have a pretty big army somewhere. There's a fair bit of cash as well. There we go. Look at that. A lot of technicals. There's no palace, but he's going to be...
Where's the palace? It's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't... Oh, I think
Oh,
it's just auto mining.
There's the palace.
Oh, of course it is.
Okay,
But he hasn't
yeah.
really used it though, so he mustn't have had it for very long.
Yeah.
It doesn't have Toxin Gamma yet. That would certainly help those tunnels out. Buggies, buses, Jarman, I don't know.
No, we haven't seen anything. There's literally been no tech from that palace.
Man, I bet Size wish he could build mines right now.
Yeah.
My kingdom for some mines.
Anything, dude.
Well, he actually sees the palace.
Mines on the barracks, yeah.
So Size has better info on the palace than what we did.
There's those fortifications, yo. Okay, denying some mining, yeah.
Yes, the tunnel, but the supply should be fine. It doesn't even get all the workers either.
No.
And the oil's still going strong. And we have a technical flank. Looking for something here.
And for the power snipe potentially here. We have to back away.
Oh, combat Chinook, nice. That's
Oh, and the
quite clever.
counter push. Here we go. Size has finally broken through the defensive line of Rage.
We're seeing quads though,
And Jarman's
and
here
buggies.
as well.
There's no upgrade though on the buggies yet.
No double buggy ammo.
He flanks the supply. That one should go down.
Maybe... Starting to drop some... Oh, yeah. Here we go. Buggies are out, and there is no point laser defense. Here comes the combat Chinook, though. There are some quads.
That combat Chinook was a great choice. I think that's why Rage was so hesitant to go for the quick palace units. I mentioned Raptors and Comanches. Of course, I forgot all about the combat Chinook, which is much more reliable than either of those units, at least against vehicles. Raptors are great against buildings.
We're going to be sniped down there. Rage's oil has still been up and is still chugging away, making some more income for him. He's almost mined out the middle as well. Side's eventually going to run out of cash.
That's true. He has been denied, though, constantly the supplies, so
This
maybe...
push has to work. He has to win here. Size has to win with this army, otherwise he will most likely lose the game. I'm not sure why the combat unit isn't pushing up. Needs to point defense lasers. For
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. I think he's... Oh, no, he's looking for tech terrors is what he's doing. He's looking for that. That's what he's looking for. But maybe he's a little bit outnumbered here. Still gets a few of those technicals. Humvees are turning to return back to base. And there's the battle bus full of those RPGs. And there's actually a lot of quads. I do hear a Jarman as well, so it's a pretty good mix of units.
There's an insane mix of units and very hard for Size to deal with.
But maybe there's too many Humvees.
You don't want to muscle your way through a GLA army like that.
Search and destroy, there we go.
There's the search and destroy, okay.
And now I think we're going to see the
possible.
engagement. Retreating back to the tunnels, it would seem. Buggy's maybe going to get caught here. Yeah. Getting clumped on each other. Loses a couple of units here for not really much end. And there's a ranger there, just to give vision, I guess. Actually gives a lot of vision. Yeah, getting caught now. So, Size has been pretty active. And he's still just looking for these tech terrors. So I do love Size's how he's playing this defensive play style well, but he is going to start running out of cash, as you mentioned earlier. And I wonder if we have any black markets yet from Rage. I think if he builds them too early, he could just lose.
Yeah.
That's one.
He's probably terrified. I would be terrified of this army.
But he does need those upgrades.
Right.
Wow.
Toxin Rebel ammo should be available here.
General Powers, they did burn down 2 of those tunnels. I think the 3rd one as well. So that's opened up the attack. The supplies have been denied, but there wasn't that much left anyway. And
But it's also opening up map movement here for Size. Almost loses the combat Chinook. Needs to get that one away.
this is the important supply, because that one actually has cash. That one's empty. So long as Rage can deny this pace of mining, then
That was a regular Chinook. Yeah.
Rage is actually in a good spot. But there's a lot of Humvees, but I think the Toxin Rebel ambush should be available soon. That's why he's being a bit more aggressive. He was being very defensive previously, probably because it was not available.
Size is very aware of the Toxin Rebel ambush. He's playing cautiously.
If he keeps moving, he should be fine. Oh, the battle bus gets sniped. Great work there by the
Nice.
combat Chinook.
However, it is between a war factory and a barracks that can certainly benefit from those RPGs right next to it.
Okay, there's going to be an
The ambush.
engagement. There's a bit of a line up there. Good work from Rage, keeping the units spread out.
Size is trying to dodge the rebel ambush. He doesn't know where it's going to come down. He's constantly moving though.
Yeah, trying to bait it out by
Yeah.
moving backwards. We could see any moment now.
Keeps moving.
There we go. But it
Nicely
crushes all
played.
of them.
Well played.
Only loses 1 Humvee to it, still taking a bit of damage from the buggies, but overall, fantastic play. And where are the quads, Blake? Where are the quads?
Where are the fast
Oh,
routes?
man.
There are no quads here.
Well, there's some RPGs, but,
And
you know.
there's a Jarman limping his way away. That was beautifully played by Size. Insane work from him.
Yeah, I think that was fantastic. Not only did he know he was coming, but he played around it. However, Size doesn't have much left, where Rage still has an income of some kind. Not quite a lot, though. Does have a black market, so the game isn't over just yet. And he's Toxin, isn't he? So he won't have GPS Scrambler, but he will have the Anthrax Bomb and the Sneak Attack, though I'm not quite sure how close he is to it. Whoa. Is that a fuel air bomb?
I believe that's the effect for it. I don't know.
It must have been.
Yeah. Couldn't be anything else.
Well, either
We already
way.
saw the Spectre and the A10 blowing
Yeah.
on the tunnel networks and the supply.
Oil's down. Good pick up there by Size.
Beautiful.
But, Size is actually out of cash now.
Yeah, he's building that supply drop zone. He needs it.
He can long distance mine, but he runs the risk of getting focused by quads. Now we've a pretty good mix too. We have the quads, the buggies. No AP ammo though on these quads.
Double buggy ammo, however. This is a GLA game where you don't have a ridiculous amount of income from 17 black markets. You're on a wire's edge in terms of where you're putting money for upgrades. They're not cheap upgrades either.
Now this combat Chinook is getting a little bit low, and remember, to actually repair that, you'd need an airfield. So it's a little bit hard to repair that unit.
There's certainly no safe location for Size to build an airfield here. Would be, I feel, a mistake to build one just for the sake of the combat Chinook.
Yeah, it cost him 1,000, and Size can't afford that. His cash are not quite plentiful right now. Going for the black market. And Humvees are pushing up as well. Rage is actually in a better spot for a base trade if that's how this game's going to go. But we have the fuel air bomb. Uh-oh, unless it's the leaflet, but I'm pretty... Oh, it is the leaflet. The split was a little bit late there. Now the Humvees are moving in. There's about a third of the army here. He can't buy time. It's a long ability. Going for the CC, though, but he won't get it. Oh, man.
Gonna try and make the Humvees pay for the kills, but here comes the combat.
He's focusing it though. He's gonna lose it, I think.
No, the kite's coming out.
Oh no, it gets taken out. A little bit too slow. And now there comes the army. It's reactivated just in time for Rage. Still will probably lose this one, but it was a pretty even trade, which does then, of course, benefit Rage since he does have the income. Will Size go for a counter attack now?
Probably the best one that Rage has come out with so far. Was the black market sniped down, wasn't it, machine? So the black market's gone.
That's true.
Yeah.
So actually not a lot of cash.
Do we...
But there was a cash bounty. That does, of course, help. Oh, and Tech Terror.
Yeah, the CC's still up as well, and that's a big deal for Size, mainly for General's powers at this stage of the game, but also for those spy drones that are keeping Size informed. But it looks like the CC's going to go down here unless Burton can flank and look for the buggies, which it looks like he is doing. There
is actually a Tech Terror on the side as well. A10 comes through, but it was already dodged. A lucky dodge there. I don't think he realized that one was coming. Oh, no. This is going to be an absolute game winner. He can maybe get both if he force fires this in between. Is he going to do it? Oh, no. I'm not sure if he would have done it. Either way, though, no more Strat Center. No more search and destroy. Burton's still around here somewhere, though, looking for the bug. He's going to find it, I think. As long as the quads are out of position. Humvees are getting decimated, though.
They're being destroyed and caught on by the remainder of these quads. Size has lost his army. He doesn't have the cash to refurbish it. That's probably going to be the GG. There we go.
Burton didn't even do anything. He should have at least tried to kill 1v1 the quad with a bird just for swag points. But, man, that was a very skillful game.
That was insanely skillful. Smart play from Size. I think he almost deserved that game because look at the supplies collection. He almost closed it out against Rage so many times. That's the level of our players though. The most impressive thing I think from Rage there was knowing when to transition into late game economy. Had he done it earlier, there's a good chance he would have lost the game. Maybe he could have done a little bit earlier if we're being nitpicky, but I think he transitioned in an excellent time, even going into the single black market right near the end. Size was in a position where he could have, well, I wouldn't say closed out the game, but done substantial damage to Rage's base if Rage had transitioned to late game economy and not had that stack of units to counter-attack Size's base.
Especially when you have both middle supplies and an oil derrick. You don't need to rush out the black markets like you often would. And also it's the fact that when you are ahead in economy, which he was the entire time, you always got to expect your opponent to try and push out because they know they don't have the late game. So, yeah, you always got to make sure you maintain that level of army, especially when your opponent is desperate.
I dropped the cap. I'm going to go find it.
You dropped the cap?
I'm not sure where it is.
Oh, man.
The cap of the highlighter.
Well, either way...
The worst thing is a dried out highlighter.
Yeah, especially if we get throughout the rest of this series and the highlighter is dried up and we can't put the scoreboard down, then...
What are we going to do?
We're going to have to use a ballpoint pen like a bit of a casual, and we don't want any of that.
We're not casuals.
Well, anyway, that'll wrap us up for now. We do have some other games to do, but this will do it for this video at least before... Oh, you found the lid, didn't you?
I did find the lid. Success.
We have it, though. Don't worry.
Don't even worry, guys.
All right, well, we hope you enjoyed this cast. Thanks for watching, and of course, a big thanks to our Patreon backers that are allowing us to maintain our very, very busy one video per day schedule. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the rest of this series because we have some very skillful Zero Hour here.
Oh yeah,
in our midst.
high level 0 hour, bro. This is classic Rage vs. Size, the dream, the General Sherman dream. Thanks, guys.